One.
Yeah.
One.
Hello.
Hello, everybody. Ooh.
Oh, no. Oh, that's my laptop. Sorry.
Glitch. There's a glitch in the matrix. Hello, everybody, and welcome. Of course, you can see this week on Aftermath, Veronica's joining me. So you're going to join me for the pay-per-views, right?
Yes.
The numbered events.
The numbered events.
Wonderful. Sharing your expertise.
So I can gloat.
So you can, yeah, you smashed on the picks again, didn't you?
Yeah, pretty much.
What was I? What was I, 2 and 3? I think I was 2 and 3. Did I go Kopylov, Dvalishvili, Garry? I think I went Costa, didn't I? And
you did go
Volkanovski.
Costa.
Yeah, just nowhere on the main and co-main. Although, what I would say is if I could have switched my pick in the first round of the main event, I would have done. Like, straight away, we were both watching going,
yeah,
what is he doing? Why is he pulling out of range like that?
It was making me so nervous every time he just went back. And he does do that. I've seen him do that in other fights.
Yeah.
But
it was just too risky against Topuria, who's got a cannon of a...
When he commits to his shot, when he's not throwing it and halfway out, like going back, so far back, I feel like it was
wrestle more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, why are you joining us? We'll chat about some of the other fights on the card. First of all, shout out to Oban Elliot, made his proper UFC debut.
Yeah.
A really talented fighter. We watched him come through Cage Warriors, and really excited to see him on the big stage. That was a very impressive performance. What do you think to the first fight of the night, Maverick against Andrea Lee?
I thought that was a good fight.
Yeah.
I thought Maverick did a really good job at mixing in the strikes. Like, you could see they're both really physically strong fighters. But like, you saw that in the way Andrea Lee did a suplex on her. That
was beautiful.
I just felt like that was like I don't know, like somebody just did that to you.
if one of them was going to do a suplex, I would have thought it would have been Maverick, to be honest.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but Andrea Lee, I would know, has some really sick takedowns. Like, she's really good at utilizing your momentum.
Yeah, that head and arm throw she did, that was
sick.
Lovely time.
That was and in the beginning when Maverick kind of was trying to go for a rear naked choke and she was circling her hips and then got that takedown, like the sit through thing. Yeah, that was really nice. Like, you saw that when it became a sort of like a grappling exchange, that Andrea Lee, you saw how good she was in those attacks. Like, she's really flexible and good at, she almost had that triangle at the end. And if she would have had it a bit sooner, in the first round or something, maybe she could have gotten it finished. But it's just really difficult, unless you're Paul Craig, of course, to get it with like so little time remaining.
She just didn't seem to get started. You know what I mean? Like, she seemed to be waiting the whole time. Like, even they talked about it, the commentary team, they were like, they were talking about what the corner team was saying. There was like no technical information between the second and third. It was all like, you've got to do something. You've got to go and get it. Interesting fight. Someone's asked if we're live. Yes, green bandana. That is confirmation. We are live. Although Jamie doesn't have a mic this time around, so if you have a question, Jamie's going to have to just yell it into the room, because obviously we could probably get another mic sorted out, couldn't we? Really, I mean, we've got a few in the house. Okay, definitely not Ariel Hawani. Definitely not. Just says what's up, V.
Oh,
just ignores me. What?
Well, because
fine. No, it's,
I don't know.
It's fine. No, it's
okay.
fine. Okay.
Focus.
All
right. Oban Elliot's grappling looked great.
Yes, it did. As you would expect from someone trained by Richard Shaw. Very, very good fight.
Vol had me worried, though. He had some power in his hands.
He did. Yeah, he did.
Yeah, but...
And he had red in his hair as well, which is always, often I would be gravitating towards someone that's got red in their hair, but because he was fighting Oban, I was pulling for the Welsh gangster. And did you see he got to meet the American gangster, the Chael Sonnen photo?
Did you see on the Aereo show how it was like, how you introduced that, Shell was going to be there and stuff. And it was just Oban's reaction. Man, you just feel for the guy. Like, he's just a genuinely really good, nice person.
Yeah, he is, yeah.
That you just want the best for.
I feel like I think I'll be working with Shell next week.
Oh, really?
Which will be fun.
Oh, that's cool.
Champs v Champs card coming up. Okay.
Then we had Danny, Barlow.
Okay, look, listen. The hair thing.
Okay.
I'm no one to comment about haircuts because like I've had all kinds of manner of things, and you know I just kind of do what I like. However, it looked like a rat was driving his head from the inside, but it just not found enough space to pull its tail into the head cavity. Do you know what I mean? It was just. I can't understand what that is. You're like, oh yeah, no, that's a sharp haircut. Oh, they missed it. They missed a bit quite consistently. Like, but it's like I don't get it. I find myself almost entirely distracted the whole fight because of that. Like Quinlan was just not moving his head. He was moving his feet well, but he was just not moving his head at all. And Barlow, although it took him a minute to get going. He was very, very quick off the mark. You know, big for a welterweight as well.
I just don't like how he just kept spasming flying knees.
Spasming, spamming. I think you meant to. Yeah, he was.
Like you know when you spaz out over
okay.
like your muscles start spazzing out.
Spasm. Okay, spasming. Yeah, no.
If it works, it's a word.
It's.
You say it with confidence.
I'm sure
I'm
sure someone on the live stream knew exactly what you were talking about.
But it's true. He just kept throwing like
a
random flying knee.
They did comment on it in the comms as well. They're like it was like 7 or 8 he threw or something. It just didn't make sense why he was
exactly. It's not the technique. It's not the fact that it was a flying knee that it's like like a spin attack. It's something. But when you just throw it.
Yeah.
And it's not calculated. It's just awkward because then either the person is what am I talking to?
Sorry, no, I'm just angling it so it's pointing towards you.
Yeah, so either the person is like rushing in onto you and then you get the knee, or you're like squaring them and tying them off and then you get the knee that way when you tempt them to level change. But if you, I didn't like to see it.
No, you didn't like it. Didn't like it. Ming Yang was good. He was a lot of fun to watch. The guy with the big calves.
Yes.
He was. He that was a beaut because he kind of. It looked like. I need to watch it back obviously because we've only watched it through once, haven't we? But it looked like there was something caught him in the eye, whether it was the edge of a glove or a thumb or something, and he kind of backed up for a minute and was like, hang on, whoa.
Yeah, he went like that to
and
the
Beltram
ref as well.
was like, carry on. Fight, and he was like, okay, let's go. Wow, bam. Split the right hand, came back with the left. Thought it was a beautiful knockout.
And I think Rivero kind of took advantage of that because he saw, obviously you see that if we see it, he sees it, that he's a bit like asking for time. So he's like, I'm gonna rush you and I'm gonna take advantage because he said not to stop it.
A bit too enthusiastic. I will say the Nakamura fight was interesting to watch. I don't like Carlos Vera's style. I don't like that. And Joe and Rogan talked about it on the commentary. It's not, or was it Bisping? Not a complete style for MMA these days, especially when his shoulder was like.
That must have been before the fight, though. You don't casually tell your corner, "My shoulder's out," if it's not happened during training camp.
But then even if that is the case, why is the first thing that your corner team, your cornerman goes to is what you need to do is throw a double spinning attack. Like that was like he was like spinning attack to the head. You need a home run finish. In fact, double spinning attack. I'm like,
maybe he can only spin off one leg.
Still like look, if one shoulder's no good, you've still got one arm you can jab with, right? You can switch your stance, you can still cross with it. Right, you still got 2 legs. You can still kick it. You don't have to go.
Let's be honest. He was not set up.
No, he was bad.
Like
he was terrible.
Do good. No, he wasn't terrible.
No, he was.
He wasn't.
Come on.
It was a good fight.
It was good because Nakamura was able to stay out the submissions.
Yeah,
and beat him
that
up.
was sick.
That was good. But I just what I would rather is to see someone that's more well rounded take on Nakamura, because that was just like a. I don't know. It just kind of
this fight on like short notice with one arm.
Why did he take it on short notice with one arm?
Maybe because he got assigned to the UFC. I don't know. I didn't research these fights before because he was in the Ultimate. Oh yeah, he was in the Ultimate Fighter and he fought Brad Katona and he lost that fight, right? And then Marcos had visa issues. and then he had an I don't know, some other fight.
It still doesn't change the fact that you go from, hang on, you're down to one arm. We need to double up spinning head kicks. That's still a leap that makes no sense from someone who I'm told constantly about Ryan Hall is a very, very intelligent person. Like, that for me is coming at martial art, MMA like backwards with your eyes closed. That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Like, that is the absolute desperation. Like, last 30 seconds, but like, he's got 5 minutes. Like, give him something that he can use over 5 minutes instead of him trying to
Did you see the other guy that was like an elite wrestler? Like, what do you do?
He was good. I liked his style. And plus he trained with Imanari, so he had good leg lock defense. And I don't know, I just don't like that squirrely, like, it's like...
I understand. You know? I understand. Like 9 times out of 10, you get your face smashed in.
Yeah.
I've been in the situation where I went for something like that and I got my face smashed in. It's not that I don't understand. I just...
Like the Topuria Ryan Hall fight should be an example. You know what I mean? For everyone coming into MMA classes, like, you want to be a squirrel jiu-jitsu guy in mixed martial arts, watch this fight. You know what I mean? Because it's like although it's cool and it's niche and it's a bit hipster in the way that, oh well, watch how he tangles people up, but what if he doesn't? He gets smashed. And this guy,
especially against a better athlete.
Exactly. Like, even if this guy's game is ankle locks and leg attacks, etc., your go to if you've got one arm on the feet can't be a spinning head kick. That can't be good advice from anybody. That makes no sense whatsoever. Like Chris Weidman against Luke Rockhold, beat him for 2 rounds, spinning head kick, and look where he was.
Yeah.
Although one thing I will say is Paulo Costa's throwing this out the water, because that first round,
right,
the spinning head kick, that was beautifully timed.
Okay,
but I don't know.
It just
annoyed me that fight did.
I would just say one small thing, not completely related, but during the fight, right, we saw some extremely high level grappling, defense, and offense, the way that, swiveling in the hips, attacking from one thing to the next, going under in one direction, under the other. And the commentating was kind of like, yeah, this is some like high level stuff, guys.
Yeah.
It's just like, and then they just went talking about something else.
But I can't, that's the thing as well.
But then when Mackenzie Dern's on top, ain't nobody got a problem.
And the thing is as well, like, Mackenzie Dern from the bottom position landed that beautiful sweep in the second round.
Yeah.
Like, super simple, basic jiu-jitsu sweep. If the guy's that good at jiu-jitsu, at least keep getting yourself into top position. Yeah, I just don't like that style of, it's like a submissive, I might catch you if you make a mistake style of jiu-jitsu. It doesn't matter what weight class you're in, it looks weak across the spectrum.
Yeah.
I just don't like it. It's just, you know what I mean? It's I'm like a trapdoor spider kind of, you know what I mean?
Trapdoor spider.
Yeah, they exist. You got to walk past a little funnel at the start of their thing, and they pull you in. Scary things, but not like way more scary than Ryan Hall or his mate, whatever his name was, Vera.
All right, next fight.
Okay, yeah. So, this was a frustrating fight, because straight away Tafa just was like, he took a couple of kicks and he just had very little mobility, but it was at the same time as his leg getting damaged, his confidence was damaged, right? And then you follow that on in the next round, in the next fight with Mackenzie Dern, whose leg was battered, and she was like, "Let's go,
dude." She almost got like, I don't know what injury she sustained, but I was watching it and it was just swelling, man,
it was mad, wasn't it?
It was incredible, and this is something that kind of annoys me, because sometimes, especially towards like pretty female fighters, they don't get the respect they deserve. Like, Paige Van Zandt went on and fought with like a broken arm.
For sure.
Like Mackenzie, to overcome that, Junior Tafa laid down and decided he gave up already.
Yeah.
Off a calf kick.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
And
Mackenzie Dern was
she can, she can
out.
post whatever she wants. Anybody could do. You can't hate on just...
I should read that Adam Hunter joke that I just read to you, while we're on the subject of Mackenzie Dern.
Johnny Dunn is a comment that is waiting for approval.
A what?
A comment. Yeah, what's up with Dern's are so distracted.
Are you approving it then? You can't read it and not approve it. At least now you guys know who's approving your comments or not. Hang on. Here we go. This was a good joke. I like this. This is Adam Comedian. Go and give him a follow on Instagram. He's very, very funny. I've seen him live a bunch of times. He was actually my wrestling buddy and kind of like coached me quite a lot back in the day. And I had no idea he was a comedian until he won like America's Next Greatest Comedian or whatever it's called. He is hilarious though. Anyway, if you took Paige Van Zant's face, Mackenzie Dern's breasts, Misha Tate's ass, and put them all together, Colby will still think he beat Leon. That's a good one.
Okay, wait 1 second. I'm gonna go back to this one comment here that said,
"Oh no, someone's in trouble."
It was heavy calf kicks, and yeah, they weren't kicked by Lima though. Okay.
Oh shit.
Lima.
She's posturing. You started
This is why we have weight classes. So somebody with the same, like, yeah, Lima's a big dude, but so is Tafa.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
the thing that was interesting about the Tafa kick is that he tried to pick his foot up to like avoid taking the full force, and it almost looked like that had done more damage because it had kind of kicked his leg as it was folded up in underneath him.
Yeah.
It's like we've got to. You and I are going to have to really fully, properly study this a bit more because we talk about the Jimmy Crute kick as well, don't we? The one that Jimmy Crute got caught with, and all of a sudden his leg just kind of went weird. It just wasn't functioning very well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I really
Mackenzie Dern against Amanda Lemos was a great fight. It was a really, really fun fight to watch. Like Mackenzie Dern desperately needs to improve her striking, but her gameness, her toughness.
Man.
You know what I mean? She was...
Oh, who has the BMF belt? Psst.
Mackenzie Dern.
Mackenzie Dern. All you other guys. Come on, man. But it's the truth.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's what makes me upset. It's
look at
the fact
Joanna's
that...
head swollen after Zhang Wei Li. That reminded me of that episode of American Dad where he grows Grogu. You remember when...
Yeah.
I watched it last night.
Yeah. No, but honestly, it's the fact that, like their Instagram and the fact that they're pretty, but that's a BMF move right there. That is never going to get the props it really deserves.
No.
As like, last fight, somebody dropped off a calf and like, they weren't knocked out.
What would the female version of the BMF belt be though? Because you can't call a female belt the BMF. It's got too much of a masculine slant to it, I would think.
Why?
I mean, I guess you could be a female.
What would you be?
I don't know. It just came to mind. I'm not like this is not planned. I'm not.
Why is it?
Straight away, like we had to jump straight away off the deep end. No,
but why can't it be BMF for? I don't understand.
I'm just throwing it out there. Like here we go, live stream. You can all chip in now. You can
get that in.
Bad bitch belt. That's a pretty good one.
No, yeah. Like didn't Cyborg get all mad because she's like, first of all, I'm not a B word. I am.
Did you see the what's it called? The Cyborg and Clarissa Shields bumping into one another at that expo, and Cyborg's going, yeah, no, we'll fight. We'll do 147. Like 147, there's no way Clarissa Shields is getting to 147. Like Cyborg's like look, yeah, but you're a good boxer, so I'll come up 2 pounds and meet you. Like that fight's never gonna get done.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, it was kind of it reminds me of like, when was it? It was like, I don't know if it was Cyborg and Ronda, but then people started to take photos and be like, oh no, it was a nutritionist that was like, I can tell that Cyborg has this amount of body fat and then she can lose some more weight. I remember thinking that, and I just thinking a lot of like just negative things towards the person that has said that, because that was not an intelligent thing to say.
Yeah, there's a lot of that going on. Okay, so main card. We'll move on to main card, shall we?
This dishwasher.
You people
I
in
don't
the
get
comments
mad
are
at
awful.
like kitchen
You're
jokes
awful.
and stuff because I like the kitchen. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. You kind of,
Okay, let's start with my boy Fluffy.
he is getting better and
Yeah.
better. Like I was not expecting that performance out of him.
I knew he could do it.
Yeah, you were confident. I voted Kopylov, didn't I? I think I went Kopylov. He's just, I don't know. I mean,
I know, but the first like 3 body kicks, I was like, oh, why did I
Yeah.
pick Fluffy?
yeah.
I knew this guy hit hard.
Yeah.
Oh, why did I pick him?
And he was it like 20 consecutive takedowns he'd stuffed in the fight, and then he ended up on the floor.
Yeah,
Dealing with.
but I'd seen that in his other fights. It's just he just keeps going.
Yeah.
And the thing is, as he keeps going, the takedowns get less wild and far away. It's the beginning that really concerns me about Anthony, because he knows that he has a lot of pace and he beats these guys with pace, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you have to start pace so crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, you could be a bit more calculated with the pace.
Yeah,
Get,
he was
like,
a little reckless, wasn't it?
Yeah,
But it worked out for him though, didn't it? Really, because he was able to close the distance that would have normally been occupied with those body kicks. He would have probably taken more kicks if he wasn't as aggressive.
Yeah, no,
you know?
I'm not saying the aggression. I'm just saying, like, towards the later part of the fight, he was just as aggressive, just a bit more intelligent with his footwork and his like entries and stuff.
Yeah.
But when he had the rear naked choke, I was like, come on, my
Yeah.
boy.
That was good as well, especially when he knew it. He was
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, here we go."
Oh,
Yeah,
man,
that
I
was a really good
celebrated like if I won that fight.
The middleweight division's upside down at the minute. Like he
crazy.
could literally be a contender soon. The way that
Well, he's already
fighting right now.
ranked.
Is he ranked now? Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think he was ranked going into this. It was Kopylov trying to get ranked.
Oh, hang on a minute. Let me.
Look
See,
it
that's
up, look it
crazy.
up.
I wouldn't even think he was ranked. No offense to him, but okay, here we go. What's the rankings? Middleweight. Oh yeah, so he was number 15.
Yeah, exactly.
he's-
And Kopylov was trying to get his
Okay.
spot.
Hernandez versus Paul Craig would be a good fight.
Yeah,
That'd be a good fight.
yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah. Or even Hernandez against Chris Curtis if he can get him to the floor. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I think he can, because Chris Curtis.
I just kind of wonder whether he's a little bit undersized. If you put him against someone like Dolidze, you know, is he going to start to look like a big middleweight, like a big welterweight?
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right, next fight.
All right. Talk to me.
Merab Dvalishvili
Yep.
versus Henry Cejudo.
Yep.
That
Really,
was a
really
sick
good
fight.
fight.
That was sick.
Really awesome
It-
fight.
When the first round started, I was just like, you forget with cringe Henry how good Henry is, you know? Or at least for me, like I know he's this credential. I know he has 2 belts, but instead of the 2 belt champion being like, wow, this person has 2 belts, it's just,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of become something else. So the fight started, and I was like, oh yeah.
He did look small though, I will say that. But his technique's really fantastic. But then, you know, even Dvalishvili being able to take him down, you know, elevating his leg and tripping him.
Yeah, that was cool. The way he used his leg, like around to the back.
Yeah.
But yeah, when I saw Henry get up from the first round, I was a bit concerned. Obviously,
Yeah.
I wasn't concerned because I picked Dvalishvili, so I was like,
So you
yes.
were happy that you
Yeah, not anything against any fighter. It's just, you know, I just want my picks to be correct. That's it. It's not personal.
Yeah. It was a good fight. Do you think if it had gone 25 minutes we'd have got a finish? Or do you think it
no,
would have
I
been
don't
another
think so
15 minutes?
because Henry Cejudo, although he was tired, I think he messed up his arm as well. He is very intelligent to keep himself safe enough to not get finished.
Yeah.
So I think Dvalishvili could have just outworked him and maybe got, I don't know, like a 10-8 round of control in the 5th round, but he
Yeah.
wasn't going to. I don't think he was going to finish him.
Yeah. Okay.
That fight would have been better for Henry if that was Henry like 4 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
He did look kind of older and slower, but still, I mean, his technique's still fantastic. You know what I mean? I bet he would be a really, really good coach. I bet he will be a really good coach when he kind of finally switches over to like this is what I'm doing now. You know,
Yeah.
He could be a world class MMA coach. We need to talk though about the post fight interview because Merab said two things. Yeah. Drama, you love drama. You love gossip straight away. Merab
but everybody loves drama.
Well, first of all, he said that he's going to move to Vegas full time, which means I assume that he's going to be training with John Wood at Syndicate.
Yes.
Which I thought's an interesting move. Second of all, and I wonder whether Aljo knew that this was coming, but he was like, "Yeah, I know we're friends, but you know, send us the contract, maybe we'll fight." And then Aljo was just over his shoulder.
Dude in the back, go watch it.
Yeah, it was really awkward, wasn't it? And that seemed far less planned than Cejudo firing his coach on the camera.
Yeah, no, that was he was like, yeah, you know, he's my brother and stuff like that. Well, I did tell you. Right in the lead up to the fight, I saw something about Aljo saying, "Oh, everybody would be interested in the rematch between O'Malley and myself."
Yeah,
and that made me extremely angry because
more angry than O'Malley's costume. Outfit.
Yeah, I mean O'Malley's O'Malley, whatever. He's fabulous. Yeah. You just gotta let him be fabulous.
Looked like he was wearing a polar bear.
But yeah. Exactly, yeah. Boss, whatever your name is. Aljo's featherweight now, though.
Boss, whatever your name is.
Well, I can't pronounce that.
Gags. Don't ever expect Veronica to get the names right in the chat. I mean,
exactly. Yeah. So featherweight, right? This is what I thought. Cool. Now Merab can fight for the belt. Wow, respect, homie. I mean, Merab, top level respect, dude. But then Aljo saying everybody knows the rematch between O'Malley. It's not going to be in featherweight. It's going to be in bantamweight. So he's calling for that out. And his homie over here on like a 37 fight win streak being like, oh no, I don't fight you with my friend. Unleash that dude on you.
Yeah. Dives into frozen lakes face first.
I just want to see their next training together. That's what I want. Somebody go video that.
Maybe that's partly his move to Vegas is that it then moves him out of the camp with where Aljo is. So it makes sense that they could then potentially.
Yeah.
Johnny Dunn. Sean Winter is coming, O'Malley. Winter is coming would yeah. It was a little bit less Game of Thrones and a little bit more. He looked like he'd skinned the monster off Hoth. What's it called? What's that called, Jamie? You're a Star Wars guy.
You know what? I don't know.
Oh, come on! Sorry. Someone in the comments, quick! Save me googling it. The thing the thing that catches Luke Skywalker when he's out and gets caught in the snowstorm.
Look.
Someone knows. You got your Star Wars. Rather, you got my
I don't
Star
know.
Wars. No. I've got it in Lego as well somewhere. Can't think where it is. Oh, well.
Wampas.
A what? Oh, a Wampa. Yes, a Wampa. Yes. Wampa. What? What's... You just giggling.
No, I just saw like what it looked like, and I remember what fight was it that I had to stop so I could show you O'Malley walking by.
Oh, I don't remember. He passes by in the background like a sheep jumping over a fence.
I was like, "What's that?"
That was the very moment I fell asleep. There was the final sheep jumping over the fence. I was like, "Oh, yeah." It was a Wampa. There we go. We got a few people. Flying Frog of Death. What's a Tauntaun? Is that something else in Star Wars? I feel like it would probably be.
I'm scared to Google it, but I'm gonna do it.
Yoda. Sean O'Malley did not look like Yoda.
Okay, next fight.
Zaki Hazaki. What's up, yo? Okay, next fight. Oh yeah, no, I kind of started to blank a little bit this one. This was unfortunately the only fight on the main card that was like.
Wait 1 second before we go. Jason GT has a good question. Dana said post-fight, Cejudo doesn't deserve the mic to make a retirement speech. He said that was Merab's moment, not Henry's. Why does the UFC make time for people like Robbie Lawler, but not him? Because Henry has already retired, and Henry faked firing his coach, and Henry has done a lot of things for attention that aren't genuine to take away the spotlight. So for one, somebody said, actually, sit down.
Yeah. Wasn't a bad thing.
You know,
because
like,
he's probably not.
I'm sick and tired of Merab not getting his moment. Like, the dude has good little clips on Instagram, on his little TikTok. He hands out with that Nina girl as well, you know. He's like, if it worked for Sean Strickland, it could work for me. Like, he's doing every single thing that anybody asks of him and still somehow steals the show. And he's going to come in and be like, oh, yeah, but I'm Triple C and stuff. Nah, man. Nah.
Yeah.
Be respectful. You be respectful. I'm not saying that to you. I'm saying that to like, for the moment. I get amped up to these.
I can see that, and now everybody else can as well. Okay, so Ian Machado Garry against Geoff Neal. This was just kind of, I mean, you know,
this was the fight that we expected, and is exactly what we got. It was like Ian Machado or Ian Garry, whichever one, versus Neil Magny.
Yeah.
He just did the same thing because he could not lose.
Yeah.
That was it. He was going to do everything not to lose. He wasn't going to get angry and know that if you charged in forward, Geoff Neal was going to like murk him because that's what he has. But much like Chris Curtis, if he doesn't hit you and you're not there to be hit, he just gets angry.
Yeah. Stop getting frustrated.
It's like, oh, man, come here.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, like, what do you expect?
Like, calling people back into the center. That happened in a few of the fights. Like, Costa did, didn't he? Like, call him back into the center.
Yeah,
like,
but Costa was like that was a fight, and then it was, you know, bloody and stuff, and it come into the, but that wasn't a fight, let's finish it swinging. It was, come here so I can hit you and land my knockout, please.
Yeah, for sure. But then I would also argue that Costa Whittaker was far more like, let's kind of take risks and throw down. Like, Geoff Neal knew for sure that Ian Garry wasn't going to go, oh yeah, okay, let's stand in a pocket and trade. Like, he's going to play that poke and tag game all the way through. You know what I mean? And like, I just don't know why fighters don't come in with more of a plan of how to deal with that. Of course, it's going to be a challenge, but if you know you're up against it, what you don't want to keep doing is lunging and swinging and missing and giving them the open angle. Like, it was just a silly game plan from Geoff Neal, you know? Like, if they made the octagon 3 feet across, it would be an absolute nightmare. But unfortunately, there's a lot of space in there, and he wasn't able to stop Ian Garry utilising it. Like, it was beautiful, sharp shooting from Ian Garry. I feel kind of sad for the guy because it's almost like he's being forced into this, like, villain role. Like, he could barely get his post-fight interview done without them booing. And he's saying, I don't care, I'm going to be a champion regardless. But he does care. He's a young guy that got into MMA because he loved Conor McGregor. And you said it, like, Conor McGregor was still likable no matter what he said. There's just something about
people
Ian.
Just,
yeah,
you know,
he was cheeky, wasn't he? Whereas Ian Garry, he's not coming across as particularly cheeky. And then he performs like that, and people are like, God. Like, if he was starching people, you know what I mean? And we know he can do it. Like, he did it against Rostam Akhman on Cage Warriors. We know he's got the potential to take people out, but split decisions against guys and like the constant like bumping of fists and stuff.
I hate that. I hate that in training. I hate that in like inspiring. Like the amount of seconds people waste in a jiu-jitsu thing where they do this, and it's not just one. It's like, do you hear? Okay, let's stop.
Yeah, it's like what Joby said at sparring on Saturday, wasn't it? It was like, how long did you actually spar for? You know what I mean? Like did you spar for 5-minute rounds, or did you spar for 90 seconds and spend the rest of the time kind of dancing around and showboating?
Yeah,
you know. Like, I can't take anything away from Ian Garry because he's going to be able to play that game against a lot of people. And if they've got like a stubborn, hard-headed style like Geoff Neal has, you know what I mean? It's just, you're just going to get the same kind of fight over and over again.
I have a quick question. So for the people in the chat,
okay,
when we were watching the fight, the sound was really weird in that fight. It kept cutting off. Were you guys experiencing the same technical difficulty? Did you have that?
Someone said there was sound meddling. I don't know if they're referring to that.
Yeah, like the comms cut out a few times. It wasn't.
We didn't even hear
the Ian Garry fight.
Yeah, because remember we didn't even hear the bell at the end.
Yes.
You know, and it happened like maybe 4 times that the sound cut off. But I don't know if it's like everybody had that thing. Oh, oh, yeah. Thanks, boss. I understand what happened now.
Oh, is that what it was? Oh, never.
Oh, that's horrible.
Is that right?
Oh.
Brilliant. Yeah, okay.
Oh,
So,
you guys are so ruthless.
so it sounds to me
so
like
bad.
it sounds to me like everybody watching on TNT has no idea what was happening, and then people who were watching on ESPN got the full audio stream. Okay.
Oh,
Well,
I
thanks
thought that. I thought before the
thanks
fight
for
if they
filling
were
us in.
gonna say that.
Brilliant. Okay.
Oh my goodness. I'm glad I asked so now I'm in detail with the drama.
Now you know.
Oh, that's cold.
It
Y'all
is
cold.
Yeah.
Ain't no punch hurt as much as y'all.
Yeah. That's pretty rough, that one.
All right.
Okay. Yeah, and not a. I wouldn't mind seeing him fight Colby Covington, but he's calling someone out on a mad losing streak that just looks old.
Exactly.
Like it's kind of it's not easy pickings because it's Covington. I would like to see the fight, but it would have been a bigger move for him to call out someone like Shavkat. Someone that's in a similar situation, someone that's got hype and momentum. Yeah.
I was chanting it from my bed. As long as you were having fun.
Yeah. Okay. Co-main event.
Co-main event.
Whittaker Costa. What a fight that was. Now I picked Costa for this one, and I thought that he might actually start to turn the tide after he landed that spinning hook kick at the end.
That was crazy.
It was a good fight.
Man, Whittaker, I felt like he was winning the round. I was into it. I was like, all right, stay focused. Last 10 seconds. Bam, he gets caught with this. And we've seen a lot of spinning attack. Like Merab threw like 37 of them. And, didn't land. The one that Costa throws lands, puts this big thing. And if it wasn't for the time, would have finished Whittaker. After Whittaker had a great first round, I was just like, oh, the MMA gods are against me here.
Hang on, we've had a good question from Brendan going back to Ian Garry.
Okay.
What do you think Ian Garry can do to win back the fans? I don't know. Finish a couple of fights would be a big start. I think people get very, very easily distracted with big knockouts.
Yeah, maybe.
I
don't know. Maybe apologize.
Apologize?
Yeah.
For absolutely nothing. That's Conor McGregor. It don't matter.
Oh.
Why would he apologize? Who to?
Nothing. I don't want to get into it. But that wouldn't be a bad start. Because if all these people are throwing... Okay, if a lot of people are throwing hate at you, you have to view it like, okay, some of them or whatever, all you have to say about those people. But there has to be something that made these people hate you.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
There must be something. You're not like completely innocent. They didn't hate you out of the blue.
No. I'm not,
no.
I just wonder whether it's kind of he's taking a lot of it and it's kind of almost misdirected, because I think he's more the. Anyway, we're not making the whole live stream about this.
All right, yeah, no, forget it. I honestly, this fight was, in comparison to the other ones, not really worth talking too much about.
We'll leave these videos to Red Pill because he does a great job. Give him a shout out. I do enjoy his videos, and he's got a lovely accent. It's so peaceful to listen to him, even no matter what he's talking about. I'm just like, this is very peaceful.
Yeah.
Okay.
Magni, cough, exactly. To start. All right. Robert Whittaker, Paulo Costa. I'm gonna tell you. All right. First, Paulo Costa came in. He was all confident. He was doing this hair thing with like the 3 pieces of hair he had about like 800 times.
Yeah.
And then when they went to the back of the shot of the fight, I was like, oh, that's not a good look.
Yeah, it was.
And then as the fight went on, it just kept getting worse.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I must admit though, like Costa up to the Adesanya fight, I was like, I think this guy, people are like massively overrating him, but now he's kind of like settled into his place in the division, right? He wasn't good enough for Adesanya, and he's proven to be not quite good enough for Whittaker as well.
Yeah.
But he's a really interesting character in the division, Like turkey hair and everything. I don't care. He comes in good shape and he comes to fight, and he can take a punch as well.
He can.
Like Whittaker cracked him with a few times, and what does he do almost every time? Sticks his tongue out. Like, you know what I mean? He's just having a good time with it.
It was a good fight, and the fight versus Rockhold was a good fight, and I don't know. I feel like he kind of always has these really good fights.
Yeah.
And maybe some of his like I don't know, like Instagram personality and stuff kind of takes away from the fact that, man, he always shows up to a fight.
Yeah. Harrington Repeater says that he should go up to 205, but I think he looks. I thought he looked kind of slow and soft against Marvin Vettori. Could you imagine him against Alex Pereira? Pereira put him away, I think.
Yeah, but I feel like Pereira puts a lot of people away. So
Costa is a dog, apparently, according to Sir Alex Ferguson. I will approve that.
Were you surprised by the
weird
30-27? What? That someone is a dog?
Yeah. Like, Din Thomas said it about Mackenzie Dern as well, and like, depending on the context.
Spelling as well.
Huh?
D-A-W-G.
D-A-W-G.
Yeah. It's like, you a dog.
Yeah, but it's,
like Brandon Roybal, he's a dog.
it's just a weird compliment. Which it's weird that it's taken as a compliment, because if you called somebody a dog in any other context, they'd be like, "What did you say about me?" You know what I mean? Like, especially if you say it about a woman, you know?
Yeah.
It's like someone's gonna walk over and slap Din Thomas after this for calling Mackenzie Dern a dog. Like, no, I mean, it's a compliment, honestly.
Okay. There was
what?
There was a question here that I was gonna. Oh yeah, were you surprised by the 30-27 from one of the judges?
I don't know. I mean, I guess, like, I scored the first round for Costa. I thought it was a good round for Whittaker until he took that big shot, and that for me just eclipsed everything else in the round.
Yeah.
So for me, I gave Costa the first round, but then I did feel like Whittaker kind of picked him apart for the second and third. So I would have given it a 29-28 Whittaker. But I'm not surprised.
Mad at.
Yeah, I'm not surprised, because like it was the only really major consequential shot in the first round, in my opinion, and that's why it swayed to Costa. But I'm not too mad about the fact that, because you could argue that Whittaker won, 3.5 minutes of a 5-minute round.
Yeah. I wonder why he's not throwing that head kick anymore.
Who, Whittaker?
Yeah.
I think it was partly because his leg was damaged.
But he's just recently not throwing that many kicks.
Yeah.
In comparison to before.
Maybe. It was always a strange way that he threw it. It was like he always kept his hips quite square to his opponent. I wonder if he was concerned about getting knocked off balance.
I see. For Dan and V, for judges scoring, should visible damage taken be counted more versus significant strikes? Costa showing almost no damage versus Whittaker, as an example. Well, some people, like, if you're really pale and you get any sort of shot, like, imagine how many significant strikes Whittaker already has with his chest before the fight starts.
It's a weird one because, like, of course, damage is an important thing to score, but at the same time, some people get more damage than others just purely based on their skin type, it seems, But then there are other people that have taken so much damage in their career that they're going to get cut easier. Like Nate Diaz always cuts. You don't even have to hit him particularly hard and he cuts, but that's old scar tissue. And I know you can have some things done to fix it, but like ultimately, damage shows effective striking. It's just sometimes you don't have to be as effective if the person's already got a lot of damage on them. Like Darren Elkins, if you walk past him in a corridor and sneezed, his nose and one of his eyes would burst open. You know what I mean? He's like, his skin's being held together by what looks like spider webs and parchment paper.
Yeah, I guess and to some people, even without that predetermined damage, like just bruise super easily. Like I know some people, you touch them and they get a massive bruise.
Like I don't cut. I've been really, really lucky. I've never cut. I've had one cut in my whole career, and that was against Gono. And that I remember feeling it happen. It was the seam on the inside of his glove, and you can see it in the fight. He kind of stocked and slapped me, and it just cut me. But like that's the only time I've ever been cut. I mean, hit with some good elbows. I just tended to swell up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and then you look at the Ngannou Fury fight. Fury caught Ngannou with a clean elbow on the forehead, didn't open him up, and then Fury's just taken a shot in sparring, and that's opened his cut up from the Usyk fight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's like
no,
the
it's
damage was
happened.
already there.
It happens. I've been cut with like silly shots that I
Yeah.
didn't even realize that I was cut with.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that one that you got on your cheek was just like a little scuff of the glove, wasn't it?
Yeah,
It was just
and
like a little scratch. But
I thought the blood was coming from the other side.
Yeah, it's weird.
So,
Yeah.
another thing that I thought, that sometimes the way that Whittaker was squaring Costa up with his attacks, because he knew that Costa was gonna hook him, so he was coming over the top and he was going this way to kind of put him on his heels. And although that took some of the blow because he was kind of going back, do you think that might have been why more damage wasn't shown on the face of Costa? Because when
we
the
talked
punches,
about this a bit, didn't we? Because it's like sometimes when Costa was getting hit, it looked more dramatic because he was kind of losing his shape and like his head was going back. But then he's also not taking the full force of those shots, whereas Whittaker, who's leaning heavy on his lead foot, was more there to be eating those jabs from Costa, which is why I feel like he had more damage on his face. Like I think like. You know, you watch when you watch Robbie Lawler fight. There's so many times when you're watching the fight and you're like, oh, that was a good shot for his opponent. Then you watch it back in slow motion and he's like rolling it off his shoulders and off the sides of his head. And you're like, oh, he's actually not taking these shots hardly at all.
Yeah.
You know, same thing with Chavez we were watching the other day. He's on the inside, and even when the shots are coming, you can see him just kind of turning into him. So he's not eating the full force of the punch. Timothy, Dan's shirt, yes. Countdown to extinction, or rather not on this one. This one was live at Budokan. What else? We haven't talked about the main event yet, have we?
The main event of the evening. Oh, should I tell him what I say? What Bruce says, but not really. He should be like,
what you want him to announce you as?
the most diabolical villain in the world. Yeah, that would be super
diabolical
cool.
villain in the world. I would imagine that Bruce would, especially if you like officially changed your nickname to that.
Yeah.
Veronica, the most diabolical villain in the world, Hardy. Then he's definitely going to say it, isn't he?
I guess. I mean, it's better than a lot of nicknames that I've heard. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Main event. Well, first of all, I mean, I think we said it right at the start of the stream. As soon as we started watching it, we were both like, "Oh no, this is not good." I thought Volk was gonna look sharp and focused and just, I don't know. I was expecting a really like finely tuned version of Volk, and I don't know whether he lent too far into the fun and games of fight week. You know, like being the old man at the press conference, which was brilliant.
Fans.
The fans dressed up as old men.
The guys that dressed up as the old dudes.
You should get a fight night bonus for those costumes.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Fan bonus.
That they should certainly bring that in. But then when he was walking out, I said it to you, didn't I? Because we didn't watch it live, but we made sure that we'd not got the results in front of us. We didn't know. And as he was walking out, I said to you, didn't I? He looks a bit too comfortable here, but I hope that's not a bad sign. And he was just doing weird things, like especially against Topuria, who you know has got a rocket of a right hand, and like he was like going with that inside low kick and then drifting away square. It's like the cross was there the whole time.
Oh, it made me anxious.
The whole thing was nervous.
Yeah, I was watching it and I was just like, okay, go for the takedown.
Yeah.
Strong man power, come on. But yeah.
Topuria looked really good, and the little adjustment that he made, you know, like so. There's a replay of the knockout from behind Topuria. It's beautiful what he does because he obviously throws a couple of times and doesn't land anything consequential. And as Volk moves along the fence, Topuria just shadows him and throws that right. Beautiful, really impressive. Do you think we're getting an immediate rematch? Let's have a look at the rankings.
Personally, I don't want to see one. I know Volk has ran and I picked him to win, and I am a massive Volk fan. He's just coming off 2 knockouts, not like 3 punches, the decision, or like knockouts by powerful dudes in a very short amount of time. And I understand that he wanted to take the fight, and that's where he feels his best self, and I understand the feeling of wanting to be in a training camp and all this, but man, the way he felt versus the Ilia fight, that was not okay.
And Rogan said he's bad out. He's still out. He's out. Okay, so then that brings on to the next conversation then. So Topuria, as the champion, has got, I would say, 2 clear options. He's either got Max Holloway after he's fought for the BMF belt.
Yeah.
But that's at 155, isn't it? So he'd have to come back down to featherweight.
Yeah, but still, like, it makes you win and then, they can promo that.
So if
like,
Max Holloway beats Gaethje and wins the BMF belt, does he bring the BMF belt down to do a unification with the featherweight champ?
No, because they never do that, right? Because when Masvidal had it,
but they're making shit up at this point. You know what I mean?
Okay, but
they're gonna
according
have power slap between rounds soon. You watch.
According to the making shit up of the last
get a
time.
chalky fucking hand, bring a
Okay, no, I don't think that is on the line.
No, okay.
No, but I think that would be a good selling point.
Okay, so then the other option would be the winner of the Rodriguez Ortega fight. Oh, I've got cramp in my hamstring.
I'm gonna be really honest.
It's always important to be honest.
Ortega and Yair, I love their styles. I think they are wicked fighters.
Yep.
I wish I was as cool as them. Like,
wicked cool.
Super cool. I don't want to see either of them fight Ilia next.
Okay. What about Movsar-Evloev? That would be a hell of a fight, wouldn't it?
Exactly. Like, you see how you got excited? Because it's not like they've been in the tops of the rankings, but not active.
Yeah, but
Ilia came in and he was just like, win, KO, whatever. And yes, Moisaev may not have a knockout win or whatever, and it's just decisions, but at least he's active in the division to get the wins, and we're not overshadowing their social media and their following based on how much they deserve to get a title shot.
For sure. So that would be what, 18-0? Is he 18-0 still? 18-0 against 15-0.
Yeah, that's the fight to make. You don't make the 2 guys that lost to the guy that you just knocked out.
Yeah, but it'd be easier to sell a fight with Yair or Ortega.
I understand.
Because the thing
is,
as
that's what I don't like about what's going on.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
Because then you have champions fighting people that are popular to sell these pay-per-views, and not the right dangerous contenders that are like the 13, 11 ranked that don't get the shot because they just don't have the following yet to make a nice pay-per-view. Luckily for Ilia, he had more following than Volkanovski.
Oh, did he really? Yeah.
Yeah, before the fight. So of course it made sense.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm thinking from a UFC perspective, and they're like, right, okay, we've got an undefeated Spanish-Georgian fighter who's just knocked out Volkanovski. If we give him a Holloway, Ortega, Yair, and he beats one of those, then he's a legitimate, everyone knows his name star. If he beats Movsar-Evloev, which is potentially a very, very tough fight, then they've got 2 undefeated fighters. They're putting a loss on someone's record, and they're not getting their money on the return of the investment, especially if they end up with Movsar-Evloev as a champion, because he's not nearly as marketable as Topuria. So it would be easier. Say, for example, Yair Rodriguez and Ortega have a battle, but Yair Rodriguez ends up getting a TKO finish. Rodriguez against Topuria is a massive fight
in Spain. Absolutely.
So that's what you've got. I'm not trying to say what's the right thing to happen. I'm saying what is most likely going to happen.
Yeah, but I said I'm going to be really honest on my opinion. So I'm not saying that that's not what's going to happen. I just think it's a bit unfair to have some of these fighters that are active and that are, showing up and taking these tough fights and constantly getting wins. Because then you get to the point where, like, for example, Khabib took so long to get to the belt, right? And then people are like, oh, yeah, but then when you got it, you didn't fight. I've already fought him.
But then Evloev is 18-0 and he's ranked number 5. But he's going to need a win over Ortega, Rodriguez, Holloway, Volkanovski to put him in a position where I think the UFC would value him as a contender for the title. I'm just because it's just the way that the machine works. Like right now, Topuria is a superstar, but he still needs that marquee name on his record alongside Volkanovski, in my opinion. And I think that they'll do that before Evloev, and I think they'll try and put the same name on Evloev's record as well, or the same level of name, if that makes sense, in order for the Evloev Topuria fight to be as profitable as it should be.
Yeah, but like Evloev has a big following as well. Yeah. It's just not the standard market. I don't know. I feel like for martial arts, that's kind of the fight that I would like to see, just because it feels like they're both in their prime position. There was a point where Yair was striving to be champion and Ortega was striving to be champion. I just don't think that point is there any right now.
See, you've got to be a Machine Head fan with a name like that. Realize. Evloev hasn't beaten a top 5 fighter. If he does that, I'm in.
Yeah, but they said the same thing about Makhachev, and they say the same thing about Khabib. Like, if you keep giving the same guys match and a rematch, like Yair Ortega is a rematch, and you keep putting the same cycle of 5 people.
Squeeze that lemon till there's nothing left.
That's what is annoying. Yeah, let's stop squeezing lemons, because there's enough money to market more fighters.
Okay, we got any more questions before we wrap this up?
A lot of people are saying about O'Malley Topuria.
O'Malley Topuria would be a fun one. I feel like Topuria would put him away though. Power based, smash his leg, knock him out with an overhand right, or strangle him. I feel like he'd just be too much right now for O'Malley.
Oh, what about the 300 being announced?
Yes.
Poatan.
Good fight. Good fight. I think that. Well, it should be a good fight, but I think that Poatan's probably going to come out on top of that one. Is my first take on it.
He's been doing like a world tour right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember, and he went to Aries to do some like questions and stuff, and he's just like stone faced the whole time.
Yeah.
And then one of the guys came up to me and he's like, Veronica, can you speak to him to see if everything's okay? Because he hasn't smiled. And I'm like, nah, man, he's just like that. He's totally fine. He's super chill right now. But yeah,
Johnny Dunn calling for you to fight Maverick, but we'll have an announcement for you soon. Actually, all good news.
Yes.
TikTok.
I may tell you soon when I'm gonna fight. I may tell you later.
Oh, I see. Yeah, very good. Very good. Very good.
Honestly, I've been thinking about that for like 3 days. It's so pathetic. I have to come clean.
Right, let's wrap it there. There. Thank you very much for joining us on this Sunday evening. Hope you have an awesome week. Monday tomorrow, go and own it, smash it, take no shit, suffer no fools. You know the score. My love, thank you for joining us for this one.
And thank you guys. You're all awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we'll see you next time.
And like.
And
like the video.
And like, I thought you were gonna finish that sentence. Like and subscribe. Thanks, guys. We'll see you again very soon.